Hey, data streamer.
Hey, you.
So the
What's
internet, right? It's
yeah.
like a new world, the World Wide Web. We've been living in it like quite some while now,
Oh yeah.
30 years. Okay, for me, 20 something years.
30
It
years,
always
yeah.
felt, yeah, for you. So
Yeah.
it for it always felt like this Wild West where you can just chill without any specific rules or anything from, let's say, government or yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe some websites have specific rules, right?
Yes, of course. There's always been
Yeah,
rules, but generally it's felt like it's been a free place where you can pretty much do whatever without people actually paying attention to what you're doing. You're just
yeah.
like hanging out. You know, that's how it
But
feels.
yeah, we have talked about this before that they're like that. For instance, was it PlayStation or that they pulled out games out of their library
Yeah.
without you knowing, even though you bought the game.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, the
Yeah,
that's like the Stop Killing Games initiative, where
yeah,
they talk about how these game companies say remove games, even games that
yeah,
you already bought and paid for. They
yeah,
just remove them from the store and from your library. And it's one thing to, because it does happen that like a product gets removed from the store, but they generally don't remove it from your library if you bought it.
yeah,
But there have been a lot of instances of where they do both. So even if you paid, the product is also removed from you, and the main problem is then they don't give you your money back.
yeah.
They just remove it. It's gone. That's it. Whatever. Oops, gone. I mean,
But
Amazon
that
did that
also
shit.
happened. Yeah, and it also happens with books, right?
Yeah, we talked
With
about that
certain,
in yeah we talked about it in a few episodes
yeah,
before, where indeed Amazon took books out of the Kindle store because of licensing stuff, blah blah blah, and then they just removed it literally from everywhere. Even if you bought it, they just removed it. And I think, I'm not sure, but you said Sony, PlayStation. I think they also remove stuff, but I'm not exactly sure about that. But we do know for sure Ubisoft removed games, most notably the Need for Speed game, the that started the whole Stop Killing Games thing. Um, that was just removed from the store and everything, and even if you bought it, you couldn't play it anymore. That kind of stuff. But I mean, this is something that's been going on for a while, and it has to do with like licensing online content, whatever, live service games and stores, like online stores, that kind of stuff. It's just annoying because if you bought the game like at a physical store, you have to get they're not gonna come bursting through the door to take away your copy. They're not gonna do that, you know.
yeah.
But somehow, because it's digital, they think they can do it.
But yeah, I need to go to. I mean, we need to go to the case, a recent case of what's happening with Steam,
Yeah,
with Visa and Mastercard.
yeah. That's
So
like another angle. It's kind of like similar, but not. But because this is like completely different. Well, I mean, this comes from a different angle, but effectively it does the same thing.
yeah, and the worst part is that it's that as Visa and Mastercard, or just let's keep it just Visa, that they are actually a third party
Yeah,
who decides, which decides that that you have to choose which games you are selling on your platform. Yes or
yeah,
no?
yeah, yeah. This is the crazy part, exactly, because they they are telling, they are like adding these new rules or something. I'm not really sure exactly
And
what their reasoning is exactly. They haven't really talked about it, but the platforms themselves are saying that uh, they are uh, acting in accordance to the rules set by the payment processors. But the rules are not clear. Steam just said the rules that may happen, that they may have. The language is very clear. They may have some rules. That's the 15th rule in Steam that they just added for this, because even Steam doesn't really know what Visa or Mastercard are doing. It's all really weird, but it is for sure known that they are pressuring them to remove games with certain subjects and certain
Well,
executions of themes.
and in this case, it's like sexual themes, right?
Yeah, but the funny thing is that it's like, yeah, they love this stuff. This is like the classic conservative move. Think of the children. Think of the children, the moral posturing, the puritanical moral posturing. Think of the children. I can't believe it. Oh, it's so they always go for the sexual themes, and to a lesser extent the violence. This is funny because South Park made a commentary on this in one of their episodes, where they were like having this whole fight where they were slaughtering each other on stage, but then the kid shows his sexual organ, and it's like everybody is horrified. But there's like bloody corpses all over the place and nobody cares. But it was something like that in the episode. It's crazy. The kid got naked and everybody was like, I can't believe the kid is naked, but the kid's covered in blood, but nobody saw whatever. Insane.
But
This
the idea
is the
is so
issue.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that issue, the crazy part is that like that third company decides then whether if you decides to sell that specific game, they can decide that you won't make money.
Yeah.
You are not able to use the service from Visa.
Yeah, exactly. It's
That power,
really
man.
it's really insane. It makes no sense. It's really bad. It's very, very bad, and it's happened
That's the
already.
first stage. Yeah, and that's the first stage.
Well, the first stage. This is actually, I think I consider this the second stage. The first stage was in Japan like a year ago, where they went after manga and anime websites, but that of course sold dojinshi and fan made stuff, and it was mostly porn. But of course, nobody is going to go out and defend these things because nobody wants to be seen as some kind of sex addict or whatever. So of course, it's the easiest target to go after because nobody's gonna defend it. And you mentioned children, sex and violence. Suddenly, if you have anything to say against that, people will think you're some kind of weirdo. So it's like the perfect strategy for these kinds of control freaks to install their new systems, because it never stops at the porn. It never stops there. People think it's for the children, but it never stops at the children. It always goes further. They always
Because they always
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, because they already found an entrance to
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah, they have a foot in the door, and now they have the systems, and now they have the method, and now they can go do other things. And the first stage was, of course, the Japanese websites, because nobody cares about Japan. In the West, nobody cares about Japan. Japanese culture, anime, they're a bunch of freaks. These people watching cartoons, they're adults, they're freaks. Who cares about these people? These people are maniacs. The cartoons look like according to them, the cartoons look like children. Well, they're even bigger freaks. Who gives a shit? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So they take down these Japanese websites. Pixiv, PayPal, for example, dropped out of Pixiv. And Visa, MasterCard dropped out of several other websites there that those websites had to shut down. Ken Akamatsu, the former mangaka who's now a politician, you know him from Love Hina and Dr. Slump. Ken Akamatsu, he started he was the one who broke the story. Like, hey, this thing is happening. We are in deep trouble if they keep going. So now there's this whole political movement in Japan to do something about it. But of course, Japanese politics moves very slowly. So they've been working on that for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years now. But that was stage one. Now we're at stage two, where it's not the porn. Now they're deleting games on Steam. They deleted 25,000 games on Steam. And it's not even like, what do you call it? It's not even like porn games, all of them. There's a lot of like horror games. Like just straight up, it's just a horror game. Right? So now they're moving. Now they're moving the thing. But it's not just Visa, by the way. It's not just the payment processors. This thing is happening from different sides, because you also have Collective Shout, which is a feminist group from Australia that, for example, they lobbied a store in Australia, I think Target it was, to have them remove GTA from the stores. So they removed GTA. So GTA, ever since the 90s, GTA has always been the game that they keep going after. They love going after GTA. GTA this and that every fucking time. It's crazy. So these people, they are not, they haven't changed since the 90s. And all the ground that we gained since the 90s, since the puritanical age of the 90s, where all these conservative right-wing Christians were dictating everything and were like, they were just being annoying with trying to censor all kinds of stuff. They were outed in the 2000s, 2010s, and now they're starting to win back we're losing ground. We're losing ground, and now we're just losing freedom here, because they're not gonna stop at just this puritanical whatever. Oh no, it's just the children. They're not gonna stop there, and we're seeing it now where even other types of media is being censored, and also from different directions, because now the Collective Shout, this feminist group. You would expect feminist groups to be more progressive, but no, they're also authoritarian. So here we go. The authoritarians are starting to clamp down on the internet, and all the ground we made in the last 30 years in freedoms, they're being eroded. Completely eroded.
Even though you would think that feminism like would be fighting for freedom as well, right? I mean,
Yeah.
freedom for more rights for women.
Yeah, exactly. You would think so, but they are using what do you call it? They are using the idea of protecting women to censor a lot of these things. So they claim the game is like has some kind of anti-woman agenda or those kinds of things, and they try to censor them in that way. So they are just authoritarians in different clothing. The war is really libertarianism versus authoritarianism. That's the actual war. It's not left wing, right wing, conservative. It's libertarianism versus authoritarianism. And right now, the authoritarians are winning on different fronts. We have the MasterCards. I mean, the payment processors coming after games and media, and now we have the feminist group Collective Shout coming after games and media. But we also have the UK government, which since last week added this new law that you need ID to access adult content and porn stuff and whatever. But not even like, but this is having effect in other things, because adult content can mean a lot of stuff. It's not just like sexual content. So now you're having the issue that, for example, Twitter or X, they just rolled out the rule globally. So now some guy down in Madagascar trying to look at his X feed suddenly has to add his ID, his photo ID or whatever to X to not to see his feed, because there might be something the UK government doesn't like, that kind of crazy stuff. It's pretty wild. Yeah, so it's coming in from all fronts, and they're all targeting the internet and the freedoms that we've gained in the last 30 years. That's all they're targeting. It's pretty crazy. We are really going
Pretty
into
scary as
this.
well.
Yeah, we're moving into the cyberpunk universe. Remember a few episodes ago we talked about how the internet was segmented in the cyberpunk universe, and it was like siloed off in different sections. Well, that's what's happening now. That's what's happening now. You know,
And what do you mean with the sections?
that you had like you have like the corpo internet, and like it's blocked off. Where there's like different you had like the internet from the voodoo boys had their own internet, and then you have the black wall protecting all kinds of stuff. You have every company had their own. So because of the data crash in the cyberpunk lore, the internet got fragmented into different parts, and you have to like kind of jump through firewalls to get
Right.
from one end to the other, that kind of stuff. We're gonna go in that direction. We're
I
going in
mean,
that
we already
direction.
have it. Like, I mean, if you are describing it like that, then that would mean that the dark web, deep web, is the other
N-
fragment.
well, no, not really. It's different. It's more like we can't go to the Chinese internet. It's more like that. Dark web, the
Ah,
dark web, all the dark web is that their websites are not indexed by search engines. So you can't just find them on the search engine, and you have to actually have the actual link to go to that website. But it's not blocked off. But the Chinese internet is blocked off, so you can't just go to the Chinese internet. You need to use VPNs and all kinds of whatever. And the Chinese can't go out of their internet. They need to use VPNs to get out as well. That's what I'm talking about. So now we have the UK, where the UK is starting to silo off their own internet. You know, so now in the UK, you need to use VPNs to access certain media. So that's gonna, that's that's the crazy stuff. But it's not just the UK. Even the UN, the Secretary General of the UN also said something, and it's all about protecting the children and all this. Blah, blah, blah. It's not about the children. It's about power. It's about being authoritarians. It's about installing new systems that would allow them to exert more control over the populace. And they're using children as a Trojan horse to get what they want. And people always fall for the children line. It's
do we,
insane. Yeah.
do we have an example that it actually worked out as a Trojan horse?
A lot of them. There's in the past. That's why. For example, they what do you call it? The ESRB for games, for example, rating systems, those kinds of
Oh
things.
yeah,
That's all because of the children. That's because I mean, rating systems aren't really that bad, but it's just like that was like the first step in like controlling games and controlling what people do, because rating systems were not a thing as much before like the 1990s. Really, in the 1990s, that stuff really started happening a lot. That suddenly all kinds of rating systems were invented. You know, with the authoritarians really started to get more power in the 90s. That's what happened there. And also like Bush era in the 2000s, there was a lot of censorship going around, not just because of the children also, but because of the Iraq war itself. TV shows were canceled. I mean, I remember Bill Maher got his show canceled because he didn't agree with like some kind of some 9/11 stuff, and he said some stuff, and the show was immediately canceled. That kind of stuff. So they love moralizing. These people love moralizing. They love thinking of the children, but all they're doing is taking more power, and
yeah.
uh, you know, yeah, that's what they're doing. They're just taking more power. They just want to control the population. That's what they want to do.
It's,
You know.
it's so interesting because we often have okay, in the West you have this idea about like communists east like Russia or China,
Yeah.
that we think or we know that the people are very controlled, right?
Yeah.
For their for yeah, we talk about they don't have freedom of speech.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
but it actually is actually happening to the West as well.
Yeah. The funny thing is that this is seen as freedom of speech for the company. The company is allowed to associate with whatever they want to do, and they're allowed to process any payment, whatever payment they want or not. They are allowed because that's the freedom of speech for the company. But of course, freedom of speech stops when your speech removes the rights of others. That's the basic rule, and that's what's happening here. So now suddenly they're telling people you can't you can't pay for whatever for the legal good that you want, because all of these things are legal. There's nothing illegal going on here. The games are legal, the movies are legal, the media, whatever you're paying for is all legal. But they're saying no. It's like that meme. I saw a meme a few days ago of like this guy talks to this girl. It's like, hey, can I buy your stuff? And then she's like, the girl's like, hey, yeah, okay, cool. And then like the second panel is like some other girl steps in between them and tells the guy she's not interested. That meme. I'll post it on the video so you can see it. But that's basically what's happening. People want to sell stuff, legal stuff. There's nothing illegal. It's not like it's like some kind of drugs or whatever, or some kind of like chemicals or poison or something. It's just a book. It's an anime. It's a manga. It's a game. Like, what are we talking about? And then like suddenly these payment processors are like, no, you can't sell it. So yeah, that's a massive problem. Think of the children. Yeah, whatever. The children. Yeah, the classic scapegoat to control the population, and people just fall for it constantly fall for it. That line, think of the children, has been mocked so much in media. I'm surprised it still works, but yeah, it still works. I guess there's a new idiot born every day, that has it. Like even the Simpsons mocked the think of the children line. It's so crazy, and they keep saying it. It's so weird. I don't get it. It's yeah, it's just crazy.
But yeah, it's working.
Of course, yeah, it works. People are dumb. People just fall for it, and they all they're thinking about is children. But they're not seeing that these companies are now installing systems of control that they will have to deal with from now on. Now suddenly you have to add your ID. I'm waiting for the moment they add ID to YouTube. YouTube. Then you're gonna when the normies finally get their shit wrecked. I wonder what they're gonna happen. Are they just gonna be complacent, like Huxley's World, just complacent and add whatever they need to add so that they can watch their slop? Yeah,
a big part will do that.
Yeah, they'll just add it, whatever.
Yeah, because I don't care. I don't. This is a typical line I hear a lot. I don't have anything to hide, so I can just give them my stuff.
Yeah, yeah. That's
It's
a great.
Okay to take my data. I don't have anything to
that's
hide.
a great line. The yeah. You know what the reply to that is? You don't know what you don't have to hide. You don't know why the other people want your data. You have no idea what their intentions are. You don't know what happens with that stuff. That's the thing. These people, they can literally, man. It's been proven so often that with even the smallest amount of personal data, they can like literally find everything else and just steal your identity, and then suddenly you have 100,000 in debt or whatever, just out of nowhere, and you're like, oh yeah, I don't care. I have nothing to hide. It's not about what you have to hide. Nobody cares what you have to hide. There's nothing to hide. It's about the systems and how they work and what they can do with that information. That's what it is. Nobody's hiding. What do you hide? You're like a middle-aged person who has a mortgage and a house and whatever. Yeah, whatever. Just like 90% of people out there. Who cares? That's not the interesting part. That's not the hiding part. It's these people think they think, oh, I'm just a normal person. I'm living a normal life. I have a car. I go to work. On the weekends I take walks on the beach with my girlfriend or whatever, or wife or whatever. They think that's the interesting part. That's not the that's like, who cares? The interesting part is all the data that they can use to do other things with that you don't know that they're doing. That's so that's why it's a scary thing. We'll see how it goes, because the implementation will be the key here, because they're not gonna stop.
Yeah. However, yeah, I think it's one of the first times that the community is fighting back, right? I
Yeah.
mean, so yeah, they thought, yeah, let's quote unquote attack the gamers.
Oh
So
yeah.
Valve, Steam.
Yeah.
So because gamers, who the fuck cares? Like you
Nobody
say,
cares.
right? Who the fuck? Nobody cares. They're just wimps and
Yeah.
they're just gamers.
Yeah. Bunch of
But yeah,
neckbeards.
the gamers struck back actually.
Yep.
Don't underestimate us,
No. No.
and they did.
Yeah. Yeah, and enforce. They started overwhelming the customer service of these companies, and it's been amazing. The reports that we've been seeing is hilarious. I'll try to find a few screenshots. I'll just add them to the video now. You can see the screenshot what they're saying. I don't have it off the top of my head, but I'll just add it. But it's like these customer service representatives are being overwhelmed, and it's
Yeah.
it's insane.
And
Yeah.
me, and I think you as well,
Yep.
working in customer service, know
Yeah.
how it's when something is broken, it's already overwhelming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
alone like have millions and millions of gamers
Yeah.
attacking you with
Yeah.
just questions, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's one thing when it's broken, but now this is like direct, directly caused by the policy of your company. Nothing is
Yeah. So
broken.
what are they
So,
going to do? There is no way to solve it.
well, they
Like, okay,
should
they can block.
they should
They
just
have
stop.
automated answers now. Yeah.
They should just stop doing what they're doing.
Do you really think that they will give up like that?
Probably not. These
Yeah.
companies think do you know what they're doing? They're playing the long game. They're just gonna wait until it blows over. But because one thing about gamers is, of course, it's true. Gamers are insane at the moment, but a month from now, I don't know.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know,
So I mean, they will stop the backlash.
yeah, I don't know. Gamer protests and stuff like that. It's always like it's always weird. I mean, even the stop killing games thing almost failed, even though that's a really important thing that affects a lot of people. That almost failed, but the only reason it didn't fail was that because we created an internet villain in pirate software. That's the only reason Stop Killing Games didn't fail. If it
What do you
didn't,
mean?
if we didn't,
What do you mean? What happened?
pirate software was one of the early detractors of Stop Killing Games, but then it like kind of fizzled out like last year, like whatever. But then Ross, the one of the promoters of Stop Killing Games, Ross is not in the organization. He just promotes it. He said that Pirate Software's negative videos 10 months ago stopped the momentum, and then people were like, Pirate Software is an idiot. And then people got mad, and then they went after Pirate Software. But at the same time, because Pirate Software is a selfish guy who is very stubborn and doesn't want to change. He was like, I'm not wrong. You guys are wrong. You guys are idiots. So whatever, get out of here. And then people got really mad, and then it turned into a lightning rod. And now the movement went from having like 250,000 signatures to blowing past the target in an insane rate within a month, more than 1 million signatures and blah blah blah. And it's like Pirate Software is one of the most hated people on the internet right now. So something like that can happen. Sure, it can happen,
So,
but we'll have to see.
yeah, we'll have to see. And it also sounds like something has to happen again from Visa
Yeah,
that it would make it worse.
I mean, right now they're going. They started with the Japanese porn. Nobody cares. Like, who cares? Outside of Japan, who are you? If you tell people, if a year ago you would tell people, I can't believe what Visa's doing. They're going after these Japanese porn websites. People would be like, "What are you, a psycho?"
Yeah.
Like,
Fucking perf. Yeah.
yeah, this like whatever. But now it's getting more normal. Now it's like second
Yeah.
phase. Now it's like more. It's not this degenerate Japanese porn of anime girls. It's not that anymore. Now it's like
No.
some horror
Life.
game, some
Yeah.
game.
It's
You know.
yeah. And still, yeah, it's not even about these small games, right? It's not
No,
about
no.
no, it's not about that. It's just about the power they are getting.
Yeah, the
That they
systems they're
potentially can do
installing.
it with
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So people are really short sighted on this stuff. Oh, what are you, some kind of pervert? No, you idiot! They're installing systems of control. Come on, it's so dumb. It's
I don't
really
even play that much games anymore, and I especially don't play that type of indie game specifically, But
yeah,
it's
yeah,
concerning
yeah,
about the
exactly.
power they can get because
Yeah,
yeah,
phase 3, it's coming. Phase 3 is like YouTube, probably. Like suddenly you have to add ID to YouTube or some bullshit or something else. Phase 3 has got to be crazy. Then they might activate normies. Maybe the normies will finally wake up, but who knows? Right now, it's just the neckbeards and the gamers that are waking up. Before this, it was the anime fans that woke up. Now it's finally moving. The group keeps getting bigger. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So what can we do in order to support that
Call
that
call Visa, keep spamming. I don't know. Really, there's a lot. There's not much you can do.
But there's
Maybe.
an instruction, right? There's an instruction that please be kind to
Yeah.
the customers.
You
To
just
support
act
us.
normal. Like, hey, I noticed something with my account. I couldn't buy. I wanted to pay for this thing. What happened? I don't get it.
There are
Like
there
that.
are
Just do
actually
that.
some guides. There are actually
Yeah.
some guides
Yeah.
to in order to
Exactly.
to
There are guides. Just do it. Just act normal. Don't be like I want to get my anime porn. What are you doing to me, you idiots? Don't do that. Just follow the guides. It'll be fine.
and Google it. I mean, there's
Google it, yeah.
a lot to find about this problem.
Yeah, you can find a lot.
Already. Even the Guardian has already written about
Yeah,
Visa
Yeah.
having a backlash.
yeah. It's finally getting into the mainstream media, so we'll see how it goes. This is.
And let's hope for the best because
Yeah.
it's sure we can play games, but it's more like the control the
Yeah.
third parties can have
Yeah,
onto the content of the games we want to play.
yeah, exactly. And not even games. More content in the future, most likely. They're gonna start coming after other content as well, not just games. This is phase 2. Phase 3 is gotta be something else. It's gotta be other movies, whatever. I don't know, whatever. We'll see what it turns into. Phase 3, So it's crazy times.
Yeah, but also very fascinating, but because this is the Cyberpunk.
The Cyberpunk future. Here we go.
If you enjoyed our episode, please like and subscribe for support. Let us know what you think about the situation in the comments below. See you in the next video.
Until next time.